Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you guys are doing well. Hey, welcome to another episode of a Film Life Vlog. So I'm just about to head out to Ontario today, and I wanted to do an episode just to talk about the cameras that I'm going to be traveling with. As I'm traveling, I always like to have my film camera with me. I never travel without my film cameras. The only complication with this one obviously is the fact that I will be going on an airplane, so I have to factor that in. I'm thinking about not buying my film actually before I get to Ontario, or basically traveling with my protective. I have a bag that I travel with. I put all my film in there. When I traveled to Ghana the last time, I had to expose my film to a lot of scans along the way, as you can imagine, from Canada through the UK to Africa. There was quite a few scans. Even though my film was in the protective bag, I think it still got affected. I had quite a few of my images, especially the black and white images, were all fogged up, and I wasn't too pleased about them. This time I'm going to take some more precautions. I plan to actually buy the majority of the film that I intend to use when I arrive in Ontario, so to reduce the amount of scans. Even though it'll be in a bag, I still want to take those precautions. So now let's talk about the choice of cameras. It's always a bit of a challenge trying to figure out which camera to choose from. I mean, considering that I have quite a range to choose from, but I always want to pick a camera that I haven't used before, and also a camera that would be fit for the occasion. For this trip, I don't think I have a lot of time by myself because it's a quick trip. It's only 2 days and most of it is work. So I was thinking, should I bring a manual camera or should I bring an automatic camera? And I eventually decided on bringing an automatic camera. And then I was thinking, okay, the last time I traveled to Calgary, even though I did not originally plan it, I ended up with two cameras. I'm going to put the link of that video right there. You can click on it and add it to your playlist. And I think that actually ended up quite well when I did a camera showdown, because I ended up with two cameras. I had the option of either one of them, and I decided to shoot with both of them. And I think it actually made up for a really interesting experience. So this time I decided I'm not going to travel with one camera. I'm going to travel with two cameras, two automatic cameras. And guess what? The last few episodes I have been talking about these cameras that I recently got, OM-707 and OM-77AF. Now both of these cameras are automatic cameras, and as I discussed earlier, this one here works perfectly fine with the lens that's attached. The lens, these automatic lenses that Olympus came up with. Now this one, on the other hand, had some issues, but the workaround that I discovered was that if you attach this lens to a camera like this camera would basically default to an aperture priority mode camera. So the camera is still able to read the aperture from this and is able to basically set the shutter speed based on the aperture that you set. So I thought that that's a really cool thing to have. So for this trip, I plan to take both of these cameras. I know that these are both Olympus lenses, but they are Olympus lenses from different generations. So I plan to do a camera showdown, this camera versus this camera. And so for this trip, I wanted to test out this lens here versus this lens here, and also the camera. I want to see how the experience, if there is any difference at all between this experience here and this experience here. So I will be shooting, hoping to shoot quite a bit. I'm not sure exactly where I'll end up in terms of, in Ontario, there's a cluster of different towns that I could visit. I have been to Burlington, Ontario, Mississauga, Toronto. This time I'm going to Barrie. There's actually a military base there that I will be staying for a night. I'm not sure if they will allow us to take photos on the base, but I will try. I will ask and see if they would allow that. I anticipate that I will be doing a bit of driving between Barrie, Ontario and Toronto. I'm not really sure what I will see along the way or which detour I will take. But I am excited, as you can imagine, all within measure. I am excited. I don't like being away from my family, but when I'm away, I do try and make the best out of the situation, right?
3,000 years later.
So as you can see, I am back from Toronto, and I must say that it was so much fun. Toronto was so awesome. I enjoyed every moment there. I had so much fun just walking through the streets of Toronto. I went on Eglinton Avenue. Those of you that are familiar with Toronto, you know about Eglinton Avenue. It's a very culturally diverse part of Toronto. I also did quite a bit of walking in downtown Toronto. I really enjoyed my time in Toronto, and at this point I would like to showcase some of the images that I took in Toronto on my two OM cameras. Enjoy. so glad you guys joined me on this episode of a vlog. If you did enjoy this video, please do click the like button. And if you have not already subscribed, I would be really grateful if you would subscribe. Hey, and before I let you guys go, could you do me a favor? Check out my website, filmphoto.net. I've got a lot of really awesome things there, from film cameras to pictures that you can download and some really cool things. So check it out, and have a wonderful day, guys, and stay safe.